Hi, I'm Justine here at the Browser-Based AIE conference. I'm here with Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How's it going?
Hello, Justine. It's going great. Thank you for having me.
How's your AIE been? I know you guys have a booth over here. It looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I've met like so many famous people in the industry, and it was really cool to like have a chat with them and kind of pick their brains. It was really fun.
Yay! Oh, well, I know you have a talk this week. It's called Dashboards Are Dead.
Yes.
What does that mean? Like, can you tell me a bit more?
Yeah, it's a bit ironic of a name because I actually, my team is responsible for the Composio dashboard. But the focus is that dashboards are simply not the best way to get the answer that you want. To, pick at your data and to get the results and the information that you're seeking. In Jira, they have JQL, right? They have this query language, and if you're looking for something, you have to sort of write this query language and find the data, find the answer. And they recently added this, not recently, but they added this AI feature where you can now generate the queries using AI. And that's really great. But for me, the big, I'm going to say, moment was when my own Claude was able to query Jira on its own. And I think there's a big difference between adding an AI feature natively on your dashboard versus enabling your dashboard, your application to be used by agents. And I have become I'm using my agents so much to the point that Jira as a dashboard has begun to become unfamiliar to me. I actually am forgetting where things are because I find myself not visiting it anymore. If I can interface with everything through my agent, why would I go to the dashboard? And so my argument and kind of what my talk is about, it's probably on YouTube by the time this talk goes out, so check it out, is talking about the evolution, a sort of post-mortem of the dashboard and what you can do next to prepare your apps to be primarily used by agents. Yeah.
Interesting. So dashboards are dead. Maybe small customized sub agents within these individual platforms are dead.
I think yes. I think everyone to a certain extent. I think everyone kind of took this bet when in 2023 ChatGPT took over the world. Everyone was like, wow, we now have these LLMs that can translate my intent into code, translate my intent into JQL, into this query language, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing people did was add chatbots. If you go to any website now, you see a bunch of chatbots. You see a bunch of these sparkle buttons and these AI enhanced features. And they were great. I used them quite a bit at the time, but I found myself literally not using them anymore. And it clicked for me okay, so I started working at Composio. Composio uses Datadog, right? And my coworker, he comes up to me. He's like, hey, I want to look at this alert. Can you open the dashboard? And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. I'm sort of self-conscious about what I'm opening on my computer. So I open up my computer and he's watching me and and I just freeze because I just don't know where anything is. And I was like, I've been using this for 6 months. Why don't I know where anything is? And then it hit me that I had never opened the dashboard. I've been using it every day. It's part of my daily workflows. It's how I debug. And I've never opened the dashboard. I create alerts I've never opened the dashboard to create an alert because I've been doing everything through the Composio MCP. So Composio has Datadog as an app, so I do everything through the Composio MCP, and I've just never felt the need to open the dashboard to accomplish anything. And so I sort of want to kind of raise awareness that this is the direction we're moving in, and we need to start thinking about agent experience, about how agents are interacting with your apps, and not only making sparkle buttons in these chat apps, but actually focusing on MCP, CLI, native tools, whatever it is, whatever the protocol may be, of how to improve that experience for agents to find the data they need to accomplish the task for the user. Yeah.
Right. Because there's a certain degree of ownership, right? Everyone wants to be working with agents who know how they work with the web, who know how they want the integrations to move from this to this to this. And that's such a personalized concept for a developer, but also just a regular person who's using, something like OpenClaw or like a Claude agent for themselves. They want to be in control of that process.
They have their own workflows. They have their own context that sort of helps their agent write the correct queries because they have all this additional memory about the user, right? So yeah.
So what are the most important considerations for this new AX wave that you think is coming up, or agent experience focus that we should really be thinking about? Is it how the integrations are coming in, the MCP, the CLI? Is it how well it knows your context? What do you think are the main challenges right now in building up AX?
This is such a great question. It's something that Composio has been focused on for the last 2 years. It's kind of our bread and butter is translating these more enterprisey, complex, maybe more sparsely documented APIs into something that agents really love to use. And this is still an open problem. I can talk about what we've done. At Composio, we essentially have this army of agents that are constantly testing and updating and writing the descriptions for all of these tools. And the main reason why we do this is so that we can control what the agent sees. And the reason, and have the most up-to-date schema and all that, because we can then optimize the descriptions, the planning, all of these things that we offer to be super, super optimized for agents to use the tools correctly. So I'll give an example. Like, let's say, I make an MCP and I, have this tool, and then the schema changes. And then all of a sudden, all the agents that are trying to call that tool don't know how to use it anymore because the description of the tool is like now out of date, or the instructions for how to use the tool is out of date. So we've created this sort of like automatic system that really sort of guarantees a level of reliability across like over 1,000 apps. So I think like we've become a translation layer of sorts. We're like the translation of like how to present these tools to the agents. Yeah.
Very, very cool. It's much needed now, especially as like so many more of these integrations come into play. Like everyone's thinking about like, how do I tie my agent to this? How do I like MCP, CLI, and make this personalized to like your own human experience as much as it is the agent experience as well. Curious about like authentication. Like when you have this many different tools and like integrations that you're like integrating, it sounds like so many in your catalog. How does Composio, or how do you even think about like authentication?
Yeah, you're speaking my language. So authentication is a huge problem. So the way that we approach this is the user will authenticate through Composio, so that Composio is managing and keeping those credentials safe, and we'd never ever expose those credentials to the agent. So I think like OpenClaw was, I'm going to say, just like a magical time. Like I think it really changed a lot of people's perspectives on agents and like what they were capable of and like, what they could do. And I guess I'm going to say one thing that it really struggled with was when the agent was running on this machine, that machine also had to have all those secrets. So in part, the agent in one way or another had access to the credentials that it was using to authenticate towards these apps, which meant two things. One, that the agent could see those credentials and actually expose it to the world if they wanted to, because, they could, connect to your email, they could email your password. And it's not that it would do these things, but we've heard, unexpected behaviors of agents. They are undeterministic things, and there's only so much that guardrails can really do in terms of like asking it not to, right?
Yeah.
So, in one way or another, it had access to these, and what it could do with that is undeterministic. And then the second thing is like, when I log in OpenClaw to my Gmail through my browser, it has all the same permissions that I do, which means it could navigate to the page and delete my account completely and just delete my Gmail like completely. It could do those things. And like I said, like it's not something that you see happen often, but it does happen and it has hit the headlines. Like for example, I'm sure you've heard the iconic story of the Meta employee who her OpenClaw was deleting her emails and she had to like run home and unplug it. Even though she told the OpenClaw not to. And it's just, I think it's just kind of accepting that like, yes, with great, capability and access comes great risk. And so Composio allows you, not only does it never expose the credentials to the agent, but it also allows you to limit the surface area of what that agent can do. So it can only call the tools that you give it access to. So it literally just can't delete your email. It just doesn't have the power to do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different guardrails that we have to consider too when these agents end up like taking over everything. Like here at Browserbase, like we work with clients to automate like financials, like bank account statements, like healthcare payments.
Yes.
Like all of these are like so high risk beyond just like deleting emails at Meta, right? And so when Composio thinks about these integrations, how are you like evaluating these systems to make sure that all these high risk things like are being guardrailed against?
So it's not really a guardrail. It's not that we're like preventing the agent from doing it. Or sorry, how do I put this? It's literally that the agent can't do it. So it's not prevention. It's just like physically impossible because it doesn't have the tools. And it's not something that we do automatically. It is something that you have complete customization over.
I see.
So, I mean, the authentication we do automatically. So yeah, you can be 100% confident that agent never sees your credentials.
Yeah.
As far as like its capabilities go, you have complete control over what it can and can't do. So
amazing.
If you're building an agent and you want it to send emails, but you don't want it to delete emails, There you go. Done.
I know you built something like this on your own. You did. Wait, I saw it on your Twitter. Wait, TrustClaw?
Yeah, TrustClaw.
Awesome.
So I think like TrustClaw was an idea that I had. I like bought the domain. I like showed up to work and I was like, guys, I really want to build this thing. And they were like, okay, but don't spend too much time on it, you know.
Yeah.
So many things to do. I was like, all right. So I build it out. I filmed the demo and it just goes viral on Twitter like overnight. And what it was an agent that had, it was a TrustClaw-like agent. I took a lot of inspiration from OpenClaw, and you can even see in the source code, and I've now open sourced it, like the pieces that were OpenClaw inspired and references to the original source code of OpenClaw and Pi agent, shout out. And basically it was an agent that could do anything, and it didn't have access to its own terminal. It didn't have its own machine. It was completely serverless. And it could do anything from like manage my emails, you know, respond to my Slack messages, give me a report every day on what I should be focused on. Like, you know, all the daily personal things. I had it roast me if I didn't go for a run. Like, it was connected to my Strava.
I love that. I need that.
Like, walk in, like, go run.
Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of funny. Anyways, it just showed kind of how capable Composio was, like how far you could get through the Composio tools alone. And Composio has a sandbox feature, which allows an agent to write code that interacts with these tools, and it runs in a sandbox. So this helps to do really complex deterministic workflows. So let's say if I wanted to like read 1,000 emails, like normally if I were to do this directly in my agent and through MCP, like a Gmail MCP, it would be like, okay, I read 25. Okay, I read 25 more. Okay, I read 25 more. And it has to sort of do these like sequentially. With the Workbench, it can just write a for loop, go, loop over, write, read all 1,000, whatever. And it can just do it in one command. And so with Workbench and the tools, it was fully capable of everything that OpenClaw can achieve, maybe more. Because we have some apps that are quite difficult to authenticate, you know, through like, I'm going to say like a computer use agent. Yeah, it was like really insane.
Wow.
A lot of people forked it.
No way, I saw it. And you open sourced it too?
I open sourced it, I was like, guys, I really want to open source it. And they were like, no, like, don't do it. And then I did it.
You did it.
Yeah,
and it also blew up when you open sourced it.
It also blew up when I open sourced it.
Like, people want these things, right? Like, people want like
really
to be able to trust their agent. Yeah.
Yeah, and trust that they can like kind of work autonomously without worrying about their emails being deleted and whatnot. So I think it was like a fun experiment. It was really fun to dig into the source code of OpenClaw and Pi and learn about these agents.
Yeah. Do you have any hot takes on personal agents?
Do I have any hot takes on personal agents? I don't think so. So I use agents for everything. I don't even send my own emails anymore. Like I'm full AI pilled right now. So I guess people would have hot takes about me. I'm sure people would be like, guys, don't let your personal agents run your life. But I'm pretty sure my personal agents run my life. So I'm probably not the best person to ask this question.
Or what about like the future of AI and like the future of like what these agents will be capable of doing?
I think personal agents will become the main consumer of the internet, the main consumer of interacting with the web. I mean, browser-based is a huge example of that. And I think it's the bet that needs to be made, because people, like I said, you don't want a dashboard. You don't want to like look at all of this information. You just want the answer.
Yeah. And
I think like with agents, they're sort of I'm going to say, these personal assistants that go out into the world and collect the data for you, search the web for you. For example, if I want to make a purchasing decision, I mean, Shopify's already made this bet that agents are going to become the next, I'm going to say, decision makers when it comes to purchasing decisions as well. And I think like it's hard for people to imagine this because maybe their agents don't feel that capable yet. I think a lot of people see agents as these like really smart but really incapable things. And I think they just don't have the right tools yet. They don't have a browser base. They don't have a Composio. And with these tools, they become so capable that I find myself not visiting the dashboards myself, right? I find myself sending agents to do so. And I think it's like, once you like start doing that, and it just becomes so sticky. like I actually find myself not opening these dashboards because it's so much easier to do. It's like opening up Cloud as a muscle memory to do anything nowadays. Right. And I think like a lot of people maybe haven't experienced this yet. But once you do, you're like, oh my gosh, like this is actually where the future's going.
So maybe the hot take for you would be everyone needs to get on personal agents.
Yeah, like I think like start, investing time to make your personal agents more capable, to learn your workflows, to make your life easier. I think it's worth learning, I guess. About connected to browser base, connected to Composio.
Connected to Composio.
Yeah, like see, like, kind of push the limits on like what you think agents can do, because the models are just really intelligent. They're so much more capable than they seem, and it's because they live in these sort of vacuums right now.
Love it. Wait, great hot take. I think you're making me more AI pill than I thought I was. I think you're making me more, encouraged to use my Google Calendar with my agent, which I probably should do.
Oh, you absolutely should. Just be like, oh, like I need more time here. Can you message all these people? Tell them I'm rescheduling and make sure that it's okay with them. And just like goes and does that. And then your agent can talk to my agent, and they'll settle it. They'll settle the scheduling.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, Sarah, for coming on. I think I learned so much from you and like your journey building agents yourself. You're super into it. You've definitely spent like a lot of time. If anyone hasn't checked out her Twitter yet, you should go look at TrustClaw. I think it's like a super cool product that you built as well.
Super, super cool project. Go fork it. Go build like insane things.
Right.
Yeah, go start a business. Go build some crazy stuff. It's free. It's open source.
Go fly.
Give it a shot.